was quite good at selling on the phone things, so I was probably closing at 60-70% of them.
Right.
But now we've got people that I've obviously not got time to do that, so we're probably closing at 50% now. So that's obviously creeping the cost up a little bit and not saturating the area, but people are just getting used to seeing.
But that's what happens as well, though, right? Because here's the thing I see a lot of pros do is where they look at only those relative numbers and they compare against what it was before. But you've got to factor in James is growing a business beyond himself. So in the beginning, yeah, you will close 70%. Now you've got a salesperson who will close 50%, and we think, oh shit, our sales aren't as good. But that salesperson can now do it full time and close more volume, whilst you can work on other things. So you see, like, there might be a little bit of a cost in that, because sometimes, because this is a question I get quite a lot with hiring people. It's like, you know, if I hire someone, what if they're not as good as me? It's like, they're not going to be as good as you. Right? That's why they come into work for you, right? Because you're the shit. That's why you're at a point you're actually able to hire someone. You're doing something right. And you have to accept that they're not going to be as good as you. But what is, and like that's you know, that's the thing. If you can get one person converting 50%, even if you could close 90, well, you can get 2, 3, 4, 5 people closing at 50%. You get 10 people closing at 10% if you get a monkey to do that. But you have that leverage now. And it also frees up, so James in his time has to go and focus on then the client service, the delivery, the team, the coaches, things like that. So it's just important to look that you're not looking at numbers from the past and like beating yourself up over it. Same way with like your clients with weight loss, you know, they'll lose 10 pounds the first week, they'll lose 6 pounds the second week. By week 6, they're losing 1 pound. And they go, I lost 10 pounds in the first week, it's not working anymore. But no, you're gonna get, when you put big principles in place, you're gonna see big leaps forward. But like with weight loss, like with getting stronger, it eventually becomes more incremental, smaller gains. That make sense? So it's important just to watch out for those numbers. You see that you're not causing problems when there isn't one really.
Yeah, it's quite nice to start because you're getting quite a lot of money up front at the start, but I think the biggest thing that I've sort of seen myself doing now is actually just not giving a shit about making any money off the front end. Even though we are doing, it's like, well, it costs us £15 a sale to put the commission to the sales staff, and then what I've saved say the conversion cost 40-50. We're still probably making what, £70-80, something like that off it, but we're not happy now not to make any. If we had to pay £70 to get a sale on Facebook, then we've got the budget to do it. Because when they convert after that if you get 50% of the 6-week people come in that convert and pay you £1,000 up front for a year, your cost per sale seems really low off the back of that. Then, so what Justin was saying before, it's working on the back end of it all. And it's not just about selling that front end.
You see the long term now.
It's a long term vision of it.
You see the long term of it. Like so you start looking at your ads. Another thing. This is part of the thing of everything's going to loop around today. By the way, we're going to talk about different lessons, and the same lessons are going to keep looping back around. That's how we're going to learn. But you'll see this again. This is one of those things when it comes to how do we spend more on advertising if we had to. It's not by looking at the cost per lead or the cost per sale alone. It's by looking at what do we earn in our lifetime client value. We know you'll get someone in £99 a month. They're going to stay 9 months minimum, pretty much we know so far. So that's like a minimum £900 value per client, before upsells, before referrals. So we're looking at it as in, you know, it's not, oh, could we pay £20 to make a £99 sale? We're looking at it, which our competitors might do. We're looking at it, can we pay £50 to make a £900 sale? Yeah, all day long. And that different perspective just keeps us in the game. It's perspective, right? It's perspective and long-term vision, because someone else would look at that. Even you gotta be careful. Even some like Facebook ad experts, ad managers, don't have this perspective. So they'll tell you that's bad. I've seen it in groups. I've seen like Facebook experts for Fit Pros, and they're like, and someone says I'm paying £3 an opt-in, and some guy's like, oh, that's too much. You should pay £2. And I'm like, you're gonna tell me I should bench 150 as well? It's like absolutely stupid, because it's what they're saying is, oh, I've got a client, or I've paid £2 a lead, so you should too. But again, that's the very insidious mistake with this. They're saying this is what you should get away with. but they don't know that company's financials, they don't know their ads budget, they don't know what they're making on the back end. You know?
So I think it's about being ruthless with it, really, isn't it? It's like,
But I'll say it, yeah, people ask me, how much should I pay for a lead? And I'm like, well, how much are you willing to afford to get a customer? And whoever will pay the most to get the customer will always win the market. Whoever can afford the most, and you remember, write this down, whoever can afford the most to buy the client will always win the market. And that means whoever can afford the most money. I mean, if I can spend £1,000 a day to get clients and you only have 100, I'm going to get more reach than you. But also it's about how much time can you afford. So if we're running a 6-week challenge, for example, and we're not saying you guys should, I'm just saying we have to work individually to find out what's best for you, but you're going to have some kind of front-end offer as a principle, like a test drive of some sort. But we have a long turnaround time. 6 weeks is still a long. Really, it's like an 8-week cycle because we start ads 2 weeks before the program begins. So we're paying money on week 1, 2 weeks of advertising. Then week 3, the actual program begins, and then we're not probably converting clients to long-term members maybe till weeks 4 or 5, which is actually weeks 7, 8, 9 on this cycle. So we're putting £100 down today. But we might or might not make that back until 8 weeks from now. So that's a turnaround, it's called turnaround time. And that's something that's not factored into most of your marketing. It's like, it's gonna take time to get that result. Can you afford to put the money in now and wait that long to make it back? Or are you just gonna go under and go negative cash-wise before and bankrupt yourself before that happens? That's what a lot of fit pros do.